Alright, how's it going? I see Snickers and Goldie, hope you guys are doing well today. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday so far. Yeah, I made the poll belating asking about the new Switch. They got announced today. How's it going, Juan? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're doing well. And Dave Clark, welcome as well. How you doing today, Dave? Yeah, I know. I think I'm in the minority here of genuinely being happy to see that announcement today for that new Switch, because yeah, I've been looking for one recently. I think I've mentioned it before. The handheld, my Switch in handheld has some issues, so for me, it's fantastic to see like just a new Switch, like a model come out that like actually makes it feel a bit more justified to get a new one. I know it's not like a performance upgrade. I'm glad it's not a performance upgrade, to be honest. I'm personally, and I generally have felt this way for the past, like, you know, console generation or so. I'm not a fan of, like, the new console, or, like, the new version of a console having, like, genuine performance buffs. It, like, starts to cause, like, separations in, like, the community as far as games and stuff. Plushgo, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Coco, welcome as well. A new Switch? Yeah, so earlier today, Nintendo dropped the reveal trailer, or like the announcement for a new version of the Switch. I think a lot of people are upset because they were expecting a Switch Pro with improved performance. It is not that. It is the same internals as the existing Switch, just with a slightly bigger screen and handheld and a updated dock that is still backwards compatible. I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised about like the performance of it. I wasn't really expecting like a Switch Pro to have really that improved performance. You really can't do that much inside that little chassis. There's not a whole lot they could actually do. But yes, I'm genuinely pleased with it. You know, the new screen being bigger, smaller bezels looks cleaner. The dock having the LAN port built in is really nice for cable management, which is something I care about more than most people do. Play more in handheld, but I think I might wait and see how sales go. That's fair, yeah. Like, there is no need to rush out and get this one if you have a Switch of any kind. That's something that just, you don't have to do. That's not really, like... honestly, I don't even think that's, like, the intention of Nintendo here. The intention is just to just give the Switch a facelift, so anyone who hasn't gotten it at this point because it's a design from 2017, they can go get it. That's really what it is. It's... Honestly, I recommend I feel like this Switch is going to be in the same category as, like, Usum, in terms of recommending it. If you have a Switch, like if you had Sun and Moon, there's no need to get the new one. Like, there are small improvements, yes. Are they worth, like, a whole new thing? Probably not, unless, like, there's a very specific reason you need it. But, like, anyone who doesn't have a Switch right now, I'd say just wait until October and get one. Hope you get the Bulba today. You're Masuda hunting for Fiona. Awesome. Best of luck, Dave. And yeah, hopefully we get Bulbasaur today. That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, I enjoy playing in handheld. That's actually the way I used to play my Switch mostly. But, you know, like I mentioned, my Joy-Con rail's a little messed up. So, like, the Joy-Con, like, my right Joy-Con just keeps acting like it's not, like, seated. So it keeps thinking I'm, like, it keeps thinking I'm in, like, tabletop mode with one Joy-Con pulled out, basically, which is really frustrating. So I don't play a lot of handheld anymore, when I would prefer to be playing a lot more handheld. So, for me, that'll be nice. Like I said, I've been looking to get a new Switch for the past several months anyways, for various reasons. And none of it's like, oh, this Switch is slow, I need a faster Switch. That's not at all what it's been for me. So just the idea of there being a new Switch that justifies it a little bit more, I feel like, is good for me. I totally understand people not getting it though. Like, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, if you don't need a Switch, if you have a Switch and you're waiting for a performance upgrade, yeah, just don't get this one. That's not what this is. I don't expect there to be a performance one though. You know, that's not. I don't expect to see a performance version, like a pro version of the Switch. I'm not a fan of that anyways. So I'd kind of hope that there isn't. Sister named her Mudkip Lub last night, and you're still laughing at it. I love that name for it though, and like, it's like it's a little bit of a story behind it too, you know. Like I love it. I love Lub. I approve of the name. I ran into the Pikachu, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the OLED version of the Switch with the same kind of, like, feel that I think was kind of there with, like, the GBA and the GBA SP. Like, same system. It's not like the SP had any special games that only ran on it or anything. But, you know, improved screen, just improved build, you know, all that stuff. I feel like that's what this is. It's a facelift. It's not a performance overhaul, and as much as the Switch is underpowered compared to the other consoles, I don't think the Switch really needs that much of an overhaul. You know, given its niche, it doesn't really need it. Wanted to make it Link from Zelda, but since she likes him, I still like Lub. Such a funny name. Does anyone know the correct Masuda odds and use some with Charm? Just want to make sure. 1 in 512 if you're doing Masuda with Charm. It is 1 in 512. Without Charm, I believe it's about 1 in 620. So yeah, with Charm, 1 in 512. And proper Masuda setups, so, you know, Pokemon of different language. Yep, no problem, Dave, no problem. Happy to help. Best of luck with your Masuda hunting there. Yo, Grenji, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. You want to get the OLED Switch, because you're going to get another one. Anyways, for reasons totally nothing to do with brewing a home. Grenji, I feel ya on so many levels there, man. I feel ya. Because I was looking for one a while back. Around that time that everyone was kind of questioning the data mining results related to Sword and Shield and the Reggies. I was kind of like, I would like to get a new Switch, you know, so I don't feel, I'm not as nervous about consequences with this Switch, you know, for various things. Then all that stuff was kind of resolved and that went to the wayside, but like, I feel that was kind of my main reason, along with, like I said, my Switch is just kind of aging a little bit, just in terms of, like, everything. So yeah, like, I was looking for a new Switch anyways, and kind of held off because, like I said, that whole situation resolved itself. At that point, like, the rumors were really building with, like, a Switch Pro and stuff like that. And I was like, mine works fine. I have no, like, urgent need to upgrade my Switch or anything. But it would be nice. Like, I was looking just to get, like, even a red box Switch, you know? Bear back, think your toast is ready? Alright, I hope the toast is ready. Sword and Shield randomizers are apparently mega fun. Really? But yeah, so yeah, Grenji, I think we're very much on the same page here with it, where it's like, I didn't care for more performance in it. In general, I feel like pro versions of consoles just are weird, like, half-baked attempts at, like, a new console, but the idea with a pro console in my mind, like, from the perspective of a, like, console developer, is to sell you more consoles. It's to get you to buy another console that you already own. You know, like, imagine, like, a PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 Pro comes out, games start getting developed that play on both, but they play better on the Pro and, like, chug pretty hard on the original PS4. So you get a PS4 Pro, and then the PS5 comes out, and, like, well, now you gotta go buy another one just so you can play new games, you know? So, like, so I'm not a fan of just the general way that, like, those, like, Pro systems come out so late in the lifespan of a console. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of, like, the idea of a performance one coming out, because then people feel more obligated to buy it. Whereas, like, with this one, it's like, oh, I'm not going to buy it, I don't need it. It's like, yeah, that's the right mindset. like, you don't have to go buy this. This is for people who don't have them or people who have a genuine reason for getting a new one. So like that's my situation. Like I feel like I said, Grungy, we're kind of in the same boat there, where it's like, I could totally use one. I don't necessarily need one, but like, I was already to the point where I was considering getting another one anyways, so may as well just get a better one. Gamers, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Never gotten Pro System. Think if our Switch boost, you had a 2DS, a PS4 Slim, and a Switch. Yeah, and like those work. They play fine, right? Like I had like the new 3DS XL and the new 2DS XL, but I feel like that's a different situation because they just kind of discontinued everything else and only had those after I got in, which again is the same kind of situation as what this OLED Switch will be. Of like, if someone's just getting into the Switch in 2021 or 2022, then it makes sense. It makes sense to get the OLED one, right? Because that's just the better one. Like, even if it's just in minor regards. Or like, go back further. I got into the Game Boy Advance pretty late, so I had an SP. The system is the SP of the Switch. It could be the Switch SP, honestly. Like, that's what it is. It's not a performance overhaul. It is a, like, design facelift, just to kind of fix some minor things. It fixes the kickstand thing. It gives you a better screen, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's not, like, just better technology in the screen. Like, that's what it is. It doesn't need to be a big performance overhaul. It's Nintendo. You always see the argument crop up every once in a while of like, why is Nintendo so far behind the ball? And it's just because they don't try to compete in tech specs. The white Switch dock does look good. It does. It really does, Juan. Gabby Garcia, welcome to the stream. It was a mistake. Also, you're the person who named the Pokemon Lub. It was an accident. Hey, I love the name Lub though, Gabby. Also, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Hope Lub is doing well. I heard people say the DS, it's the DS Lite to the DS. Effectively, yes. Obviously, that kind of naming gets confusing with the Switch Lite existing. But yeah, it's the GBA SP to the Game Boy. It's the Lite to the DS. It's the 3DS XL to the 3DS. You know, like it's those smaller changes that don't affect performance, but do have like a bit of a visual or just like a general feel of the console improvement. The Switch dock does look fantastic. I hope that is the dock just going forward that they sell. It does look really nice. I might replace one of my docks. Even if I don't get like the Switch, I'll probably end up at least replacing a dock. Because I do really like that. I really do like that Switch dock. It looks clean and it has the built-in LAN port, which is nice. Because like I've wanted to hook my Switches up to Ethernet, but I don't have the spare port, and I hate the idea of those dongles hanging out of it. But yeah, so like that's exactly what it is, Grenji. It's not like a DSi or anything like that, you know. And I'm glad because Nintendo has been notoriously bad. If systems do change in performance but are like still in the same family, and so they have some games that are incompatible, that gets really messy with Nintendo stuff. Or really, that's the problem, is like they end up with games that are only compatible with the newer version, and then that ends up in a messy situation. My 3DS XL, my new 3DS XL, the first one that I had, and I played most of my Pokemon time on, has a random spout of, I think, Fire Emblem Warriors on it. Because my friend had an original 3DS, didn't understand how, like, I forget if it didn't play or just played horrifically poorly on her original 3DS. So she borrowed my new 3DS XL and played it on that. Like, they're not the clearest about that, and because whenever they do stratify, like, when they do, like, have different performance in the same, effectively the same system, they're really bad about it. Like, DSi had separate games and stuff that didn't play on anything else. Like, Game Boy Color they did fine, but that was also a different system, you know. So it's I don't trust Nintendo. If Nintendo had made like a Switch Pro that actually like had higher specs, I would 100% expect there to be several JRPGs that came out that just flat out wouldn't play on the original Switch, but would have the most minimal of marking explaining so, and so many people would buy it disappointed. So I'd rather them just... Sorry, I have Discord unmuted still, so apologies. I am fixing that now. I've forgotten this 2 days in a row. I'm slipping. There we go. No, there we go. But yeah, so I don't know, it would have been cool to have seen what they could do with some performance boosts, but I'm not surprised that there aren't any. One of the coolest things would have been, one of the things I think would have been really cool is if it was basically the same Switch facelift, the new dock also like did eGPU kind of stuff. That'd have been cool. But who knows how well you could get old game, like you could get the previous games to utilize that and stuff like that. It'd be a nightmare. But it would have been really cool. So yeah, generally consensus I would say is if you have a Switch and you don't feel like you need this one, that's about right. You don't need this one. But if you've already that's really the thing. If you've already been looking for a Switch, if you were already planning on buying one before this announcement, then yeah, get this one. But if you're just in that boat of like, I don't need a new Switch, but a Switch Pro would be cool, don't get this one. That's not what it is. But yeah, like, you know, I've been, even for me, like getting a red box Switch would have been a nice improvement. I have one of like I don't have like a first run, but I have like a Switch from the first 3 months of production. You're back and made your lunch. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect for the lunchtime stream. But yeah, so like, what was I saying? What was I saying? But yeah, like I was already, yeah, I think what I was saying was I was already looking for a red box Switch. Like I have one of the original runs. Like I even have like the battery problems with mine. I think my initial Joy-Cons were some of the Joy-Cons that had more issues. I think like the left Joy-Cons on the original ones like were missing some shielding or something and just like had some extra issues. I had those Joy-Cons. Like that's the era that my Switch was. You're so happy with the new look of BDSP. Not wanting Roblox Pokemon, this is for you, graphic-wise, for the art style they went with. Are you talking about like the small? That's the real takeaway from the that's the real takeaway from this OLED Switch reveal, right? Guys, we finally got like 5 more frames of Pokemon footage. It did look smoother. We obviously didn't get a fantastic look at it. We didn't get like a full-on look. We just saw it. We saw it from a camera pointed at a screen on a Switch, you know. So it's not quite as accurate of a representation as the trailers will be. But hey, it is acknowledgement that the game exists, and it did look slightly more polished. Again, who knows if that's just from that tiny little screen on a, you know, watching on a tiny screen from a camera pointed at the screen. Like, sure, that's probably gonna hide some of the blemishes more. They showed like specific moments in it. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Hopefully we do like just get like an actual like BDSP trailer soon. Hopefully we get a Legends trailer soon too. Yeah, just surprise drop some more information like that. And this time do like games. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so no, I'm definitely going to benefit, I think, a little bit from the Switch. And depending on what I wanted to do, the Lucas model looks loads better. The bag is a huge thing. Yeah, I mean, I think they cleaned it up a little bit. I'm gonna start hunting Wooloo. Best of luck, gamers. Best of luck, man. What was I was saying something? I keep like starting to say something, and then I read a comment, and I'm like, oh, I should respond to that comment. That's a good comment. And then like, forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, but like, depending on what I did with my current Switch, knowing its model number, I could walk away. I could like be in my current situation with this Switch, walk away with a new Switch and more money if I like got rid of this Switch to certain people. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep mine, maybe to do what those people would have wanted to do. But you know, certain things that older Switches are capable of that newer ones aren't. Because yeah, I did check. Mine is one of the ones that has like. Mine is one of those model numbers that is very desirable to have. Alright, where is Bulbasaur? There's Bulbasaur. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Watch them be in the overworld in Pokemon Legend Arceus, but it's super laggy. I wouldn't be surprised. With how like open world explorative that game is, I wouldn't be surprised if they went back to the shinies and overworld thing. Yeah, like the shinies and the overworld stuff. I'm not a big fan of that, personally. Granted, here I am playing Let's Go, so it's like, how much can I really say I'm not a fan of it? I just don't think they've had the most... I don't think they've had the best methods with it yet. Maybe they can improve it, maybe they can make it really good. Who knows? I am nervous about it being laggy. I am very nervous about it being laggy. Their model numbers listed as possibly says like 50-50. Yeah, because there's a point where they started patching stuff, but they also hadn't taken the old hardware off the assembly line yet. Yeah. Now mine, so I think like, given the starting bits and numbers, my Switch fell into a category where it's like, the original runs that are like desirable were models like 1000, whatever else, like 1000, you know, with several numbers after that. Like the first four numbers were 1000 through 1007 or something, and mine's like a 1001. So it was very much so in those early runs before they had like before they had come back through and done anything. So if I wanted to, I could. I don't think I will though. You're late. You're all good, Shy Dude. And Mike, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? So you can get a new Switch. They announced a new version of the Switch this morning, or earlier today, just wherever it is for you. They announced it a couple hours ago. Yeah, so they announced a new version of the Switch with an OLED screen. The performance of the Switch itself is the same, the resolutions are the same, but the screen will be a better quality screen, as well as being larger, and the dock is an improved dock, and it's an improved kickstand and improved speakers. It's minor improvements. I would equate it, I think Grenji mentioned comparing like the DS to the DS Lite. I would say like the GBA to the GBA SP, you know, like small differences. They are noticeable and they are nice differences, but it's not necessarily a reason to go and buy a new one. If you have an old one, there's no need to go buy this one. None of the features are insanely like killer features. They're just nice, and it's a little bit of a facelift. So yeah, the new Switch got announced. It'll be available, I think, early October. So I might look into getting one, because I was already looking into getting a new Switch at some point soon anyways. What are the green shiny grass starters refuse to show up? I don't know, man. They're just being stubborn. I didn't mean to run to the oddish. October 8th, yes. Yeah, I believe that's the same day as Metroid Dread. Which is kind of why they were like the ones that were really shown off together. I will say, I love the look of the white Joy-Cons and the white dock. Those look super clean. I really, really like that. I think also there's the same things, like the dock also got a facelift in black if you get like a red and blue Joy-Con kit with it. That is the new battery life. Yeah, you got not the original Switch, but the one with the improved battery life. Yeah. So if you have that, like, there's not really a need to upgrade. Really, if you have a Switch and it's working fine for you right now, there's no need to get the new one. It's not going to be anything fancy. I've just already been in the market for one for various reasons, with like streaming things, having a second Switch and stuff like that. That's one of those things I would like to be able to do. So I was already looking at one, so I'm interested in this one, just so I can, like, you know, if I'm going to be getting a new one anyways, may as well get a better one. Yeah, the one that came out in 2019. Yeah. I think a lot of people just kind of call it, like, the red box Switch, since it since the graphics on the box were more red on the improved battery one. But yeah, I have one of the ones from 2017. I got it like within a few months of the games or of the Switch coming out, so I have one of the original ones. I think even before they even did the battery thing, they fixed the Joy-Cons a little bit. They obviously didn't fix drift, but they fixed something with the Joy-Cons. My original Joy-Cons were not some of the fixed Joy-Cons. I want to get the new one for Christmas so you can have a new Switch with wired internet connection. Also, your sister wants a real Switch and not the Switch Lite, so she can get your current one. Yeah, I mean, you can add wired internet to the Switch now. That's not something that you need the dock for. It's nice. It is very nice. Don't get me wrong. It's very nice, and I like the fact that it's built into the dock now, so you don't have to have a dongle. But you can just get like a USB, like an Ethernet to USB adapter, and that'll already work. Nintendo sells an official one. Unofficial ones work just fine, because Nintendo just branded one of the unofficial ones as theirs. They work. That is a thing people have been doing. It's just it is a lot cleaner when the dock's like that, and you can buy the dock separate. The dock is compatible both ways. That is one thing that I think Nintendo would have never given up. So that's why I'm really not surprised to see the Switches be like the same form factor. You know, not really have a power boost. Like, you can't really put that much more power in the Switch. It already gets kind of toasty on its own. Pokemon Switch games have been mediocre compared to other genres, like to the other systems. Yeah, I think Pokemon's in a very interesting situation being on the Switch. Pokemon's always been great as a handheld game. When it was on handheld, like, it didn't really have a lot of competition. It was doing its thing. It did its thing separate from everyone else. It was the Nintendo handheld game. Then the Switch happened, and Mario and Zelda and Pokemon all came together, and you saw the difference. You see the difference in the games. You know, it really stood out once they were both on the same system. I can use the new dock on the old Switch, or you misunderstand that. Yes, you can use the old dock on the... You can use the new dock on the old Switch and the old dock on the new Switch. Both work. The dock itself, the connection is electrically and physically the same. The only difference is the new dock is like a different plastic mold and has the Ethernet built in. So yes, you can just get a... So it's not going to be like the Switch Lite, where the Switch Lite just doesn't have the circuitry in it to work with the dock. Yeah, so the new dock is effectively just a also facelift of the old dock. It'll work with old Switches. What do you get PS5 vibes from the new Switch? It's that like smooth white and black design. The dock especially. I got those same vibes. Also, for the first time yesterday, guys. Yesterday was the first time I had actually seen a PS5 in person. It was a display unit at the store, but those things are massive. Like, it's insane how big that thing is. Swear it looks the same. It's that coloring. It's that coloring, and that's just the general design aesthetic, right? Just not the PS5 yet. Like, it's the same. It's got the same design language, yeah. Oh, hey! Oh, man, there we go. Shiny Weedle, guys. Yo! Let's get this Weedle. Shiny hype. We're going to have to build up a new chain for Bulbasaur. That's going to have to happen. But Shiny Weedle, hype, let it die. No, never. I can't let Shinies die. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Unfortunately, though, our chain was Psyducks, so it's not a whole lot for us to do now. Let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up. No, never. Alright, well, shiny hype with that. I actually don't really know what else we can do for the next, what am I doing? Yeah, Pokemon box. Yeah, I don't really have a lot else I can do at the moment. So I might actually just go ahead and wrap up the stream here. We'll consider it a success. Oliver, it's cute. It really is, isn't it? But yeah, so I think we're actually just going to wrap up there for the day. Hunt Ditto. Your player looks angry when I saved. They're upset that I caught the Weedle as well. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap up the lunchtime stream here for the day, guys. We'll be back on later tonight doing some more hunting. I think it'll either be more Bulbasaur or it'll be Jirachi. I'm figuring that out a little bit right now. Short stream, yeah, I mean, it's 30 minutes, but we did find a shiny. We were only going to go for like another 10 minutes anyways. It is the lunchtime stream, so we're really only, we're only doing, very short streams with this. But yeah, so I'll be back on later, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Glad you guys were here when we found the Weedle. It's a success for the shinies every day. Jirachi, no Bulbasaur. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I'll figure it out in the next hour or two, and then I'll post the link for the stream. Let's Go better. I've been enjoying Let's Go a lot, that's for sure, and it seems like a lot of people like Let's Go. So yeah, we've been doing those. I do want to do more Jirachi encounters. That's something that I definitely want to do. But yeah, thanks guys so much for watching the stream. I'll catch you guys all later today. So until then, guys, take care.